Yeah, well,
Hey, it's working, man. So we'll just roll right into the interview. With me on the phone,
hell yeah.
I've got the old Justin Chambers, not to be confused with the new Justin Chambers. This ain't no Johnny come lately. This is the old Justin Chambers. What's up, buddy?
Nothing much. What's up?
Oh,
Um,
living the dream out here in Oregon. How's Ohio?
it's all right. It's kind of cold out here right now.
You guys still asshole deep in snow?
We ain't really asshole deep in it. We got a little bit of snow here.
Yeah, it's like 40 today here, and we just got like a foot and a half of it, so it's gonna melt off real quick. We're probably looking at some shit shows over this way. So
Man, the weather's weird as hell out here. Sometimes you'll have a fucking 60-degree day, and then it'll be snowing the next day.
yeah, sounds like Eastern Oregon. So, but yeah, man. So what do you got? You got coming up this weekend? A couple shows. Unfortunately, I think this show will probably air after that, but pretty busy this
Yeah,
weekend.
playing. I'm playing this acoustic showcase in Newport, Kentucky. Um, down there. 6 p.m. Saturday evening. I'll be down there playing. It's gonna be a good one. There's like 5 or 6 different acts on there. There's a lot of different acts. A lot of it's people I've actually never met or played with before, so I think that'll probably be pretty cool.
Right on.
Might
Yeah.
make some fans.
Yeah. What's the place called again?
It's called the Thompson House. It's actually like it's kind of weird that I'm on a show there because they're really like mainly like a heavy metal venue.
Oh,
Like I know a lot of metal bands play down there. They have some acoustic acts, but not a whole lot. It's mostly metal.
well,
So
maybe you'll start a metal band there while you're there. I could
yeah,
see
maybe
I
I
could
don't
see
know.
that.
I don't know. I play some. I don't think I could learn to play metal. I mean, like I'm so used to like just like playing like 3 chord classic country stuff. I don't know if I could like. I mean, I could probably figure it out, but it would definitely take me a while.
Yeah. So, do you got anything else coming up this month?
Yeah, I'll be going down to Somerset, Kentucky. I'm opening a show down there for a couple of singer-songwriter type guys. They're real good. I don't know how I got on the same show with them, but I guess they felt sorry for me or something. I don't know. Yeah, Kobe Langham and the Citizen Band and a dude named Jason Sinkhorn. They're both really good songwriters. If you get a chance, check those guys out. They're pretty good. Kobe Langham, he just put a record out. He's actually the guy's a trucker. Like that's his job. He's like a real deal trucker. So he's got some trucker songs he's wrote and got a lot of real good songs. He's got one called Sober Bible I really like a whole lot, and then one called Heroin Girl. Some good shit, man. Y'all ought to check it out.
Right on. Yeah, I'll check it
Good old
out. Hey,
fashioned.
send me a link to that. I'm looking for an artist of the week this week. Maybe
Yeah,
I'll
man, just go.
hit him
Yeah,
up.
it's just old fashioned, real deal Kentucky country music, man.
Yeah, right
And
on. So, do you ever find your wire cutters? Get anybody to?
yeah, I found some wire cutters.
You have to write your dad and wait a week or two.
Yeah. Hey man, there people were laughing at that status, and I'm just like trying to tell them, I'm like, no, I'm for real. Like, if you know someone that's in the county jail, fucking sitting there with my dad, like in the same pod or something, like if they call you, like figure it out if you're visiting or something.
Yeah,
You're
that's.
like,
But I saw that kind of went viral for a minute.
well, like
Chad Vaughn thought it was hilarious.
everybody everybody in this town, fucking like half the people around this apartment complex I live in, they're all in the Brown County Jail right now. So like, I'm sure like there would be someone in there that I know around here. But yeah.
How
Anyway.
big is the town you live in?
It's a small town, but it's growing. I mean, I don't know like exactly how big it is.
You don't have an idea of the population?
Let's look it up. I'm about to look up population right now.
Is there a McDonald's there?
Yeah, we got a McDonald's.
That's got to be bigger than the town I'm in then.
Actually, we recently got a Taco Bell 2 years ago. We're getting a lot of stuff. It says the population's only 3,510. That
Damn.
was from 2017.
Man, that's only like 2,000 more than mine, and we ain't got no fucking McDonald's or Taco Bell.
Damn, no Taco Bell.
Yeah, I gotta drive 40 miles to get that shit.
Damn, I like Taco Bell a lot better than McDonald's.
Yeah, I do too. I don't know, man. My tastes are changing the older I get. I should probably stay away from all of it in general, actually, because I mean the doctors say I've got what some people call a bit of a weight problem.
Yeah, I don't have that issue. I guess I'm fortunate.
Yeah, you really blossomed, man. You were kind of a chubby kid. Now you're
yeah, I don't know what happened because like I still eat the same shit and like.
Dude, the same thing happened to me when I was about your age. I was chubby as shit in high school, and then and I mean I've never been small by any means, but I probably dropped like 100 pounds when I got out of high school. Like just shot up. I got taller. I dropped a bunch of weight, and it all fucking came back later. But yeah, for a good little while. I think it's just your body changes so much. Like once you become a full blown adult.
Yeah, definitely. Well, maybe I'll be good looking for a while. Maybe might help me get a record deal or something.
Maybe, yeah. Who knows? Maybe at least get you some. You need to get yourself an older woman, Justin. Is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I do actually. That's what I was thinking too. You know, I talk to some of them, but then they're like, "Oh, you're too young," and I'm like, "Hey, you ever hear that old country song that says, older women are beautiful lovers?"
Yeah.
I cover that at the bar.
Who sings that one?
I think who's the guy that sang that? Oh, I'm trying to think of the guy's name because he was kind of like a one-hit wonder. He didn't like he had that song and a couple other ones. And, I think it was Ronnie McDowell, something like that.
Oh, that name sounds familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, that's who sang it. But yeah, that one. Cover that one at an open mic at like a hole in the wall bar. You get everybody's grandma starts hitting on you.
Yeah. So who would you say, who's some of your favorite musicians? Give me like three of your top ones. You don't have to be like number one or anything like that, but
My top 3 favorite musicians, like old and new. Like,
anything really. No holds barred.
I'd say like my top 3 favorite like songwriters, musicians. I'd probably say John Prine's one of them.
Yeah, he's a good one.
George Jones.
Yeah, I could see that.
Listen to a lot of Woody Guthrie too.
Yeah. You know, did you know I'm not that big of a Woody Guthrie fan, really. I kind of found out that he was a sellout. I don't know if you've heard anything about that.
No, I haven't heard about that.
I guess he was paid very handsomely to record that Roll On Columbia song. Have you heard that song?
Yeah, Roll on Columbia, that album. Yeah, he did get paid a lot.
Because that shit all happened right in my backyard. I mean, the Columbia River's like an hour from my house.
Yeah.
So my buddy Jody was telling me, because he's like a fucking, just a vessel of random ass knowledge, but they paid Woody Guthrie to write that song. So people would get on board with putting those dams in the river, which have actually, like, I don't know, they've done some good, but they've done some bad too. I guess just like anything. I'm not like an expert on it, what kind of harm it did or what kind of positive shit it did, but yeah, I kind of was like that made me lose a lot of respect for him, really. But
Well, I can kind of see where Woody Guthrie's probably coming from. Him being like, because like, dude was like, he was a freaking, he was a hobo and everything. He rode trains, did what he could to make money, and he had a lot of kids back home. He did kind of like just up and leave his family without like.
A lot of those folk singer guys were dicks. Have you ever watched the Ramblin' Jack Elliott documentary?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Dude, you gotta find that, man. If you're into folk and Woody Guthrie shit, you gotta find that. I'll try to find it someplace for you. It was on Netflix for a while. And yeah, a lot of those folk guys were like that, man. They're really fucking weird. Like boxcar riding motherfuckers. They all had like a shit ton of kids and then kind of just bailed on all their kids. But
yeah, so like if they were going to pay him to write that album, he probably was like, well, hey, I need the money. And
yeah, I can't fucking say I blame him a whole lot, but my I guess what I preach isn't quite what Woody Guthrie was preaching, though,
Yeah, he was pretty far, like, left wing.
Yeah, especially for his day. Fuck, people probably thought he was insane.
Oh, yeah.
That kind of shit, like, 'cause he's borderline fucking communist, really, and back then, that shit was, like, fucking Russian Sputnik shit to everybody around here,
Yeah, man, I think that's why he's not really very well known either, even though like in elementary schools and shit, they teach kids this land is your land.
Yeah, and that's where I heard that Columbia song too. We used to sing it when we were kids, so.
Yeah, if you pay close attention to this land is your land, the words, it's kind of a communist song. Well, I wouldn't call it a communist song, but it's like definitely a socialist song because it's saying this land belongs to you. It ain't,
Yeah.
But that's why I think it's funny. It's like a patriotic song.
Well, it's just like, have you ever actually listened to the lyrics to "Born in the USA" by Springsteen?
No, I never really got into Bruce Springsteen too much.
I'm telling you, like, I wasn't either till I was a little bit older than you, man. And you're a bit of a hard nut to crack, but I know that I was very into a certain type of music when I was your age, kind of like you are. But eventually I started venturing out too, But if you're into, I don't know, you should really get into some Springsteen. He wrote Atlantic City.
Yeah, I've heard that song before.
I like his version better than anybody's, personally. It's a lot better than Hank 3's, that's for fucking sure. I hated Hank 3's version of that. But but you should check some of it out. Born in the USA could not be more anti-American, really. And they play it at like baseball games and shit. They play it's about basically protesting the Vietnam War, really.
Yeah, I'm not as into Woody Guthrie as I was when I first discovered him.
Yeah.
Like when I first discovered his music, I was like 13. I found a book about him, and like I picked it up and had because it had a guitar on it, and like at school they like made you read. That one I actually started reading it, and then like I was like, dang, this guy had a pretty cool life, and I found some of his music and stuff, and got into that. But I don't know, I just like a lot of his lyrics. And
yeah, I haven't dug too deep into him, really, to be honest with you. I really like Dylan, and I know that he was a huge influence on Dylan. I fucking love Bob Dylan. So.
Yeah, I like Bob Dylan a lot. People have told me I kind of sound like Bob Dylan.
I can see that.
Yeah, I guess it's because I have a nasally voice.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
but
probably it.
Heavily influenced by Woody Guthrie. But mostly what I like the best is just good old fashioned honky tonk music.
Yeah. Well, it's good to have a nice mix. Yeah, you should watch that. You should watch that Ramblin' Jack Elliott documentary though, if you get a chance, because he rolled around with Woody a lot, and then they had a big falling out.
Mhm.
And then also even though they were hobos, but yeah, I mean hobos were like really like beatnik back in that day. It's like the Jack Kerouac era of things. You know who Jack Kerouac is?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big Jack Kerouac guy, and but yeah, he did a lot of riding the rails and that kind of stuff too, and all those guys kind of did like a lot of like there was like always a bunch of them shoved into an apartment, living, writing poetry and shit, you know.
Mhm.
And but yeah, that's kind of those two. I can't remember exactly how it went, but that's a really interesting documentary.
Like I put some thought into actually trying to hop trains, but I just like these days I just feel like it'd be too dangerous.
It's different nowadays.
Like like at parties I ran into a guy who hopped trains at this party one night. I was hanging out. My friend had fires. He was hanging out with some local musicians. This guy was telling me he hopped trains and he played harmonica real good, and but like a lot of the guys that like hop trains these days, a lot of them are like strung out on
heroin,
drugs and shit. Yeah, heroin,
meth.
Yeah, kind of thing.
It's way different nowadays too because of a lot of those boxed cars are airtight nowadays, and if the fucking door's shut on you, you'll fucking die in there now. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And the bulls are even meaner than they used to be. They'll drag your ass off one of those fucking things, beat the shit out of you, and leave you laying in the middle of nowhere. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So. Yeah, it's a lot different nowadays. A lot harder to do.
Like if you're gonna hop the train, you gotta find the train that's not like, it's got to have an empty car so you can actually get inside the car.
Yeah.
And the door's got to already be open when you go to jump on it.
Yeah, and then there's other ones too. Like Bob Wayne has hopped some trains, and he said if you can find one of those big, like cement tubes, those are good. Because you can hop in one of those and crawl in the middle of it. You'll be protected from most of the weather, and nobody can see you very good in there. And they're easy to get in and out of.
Yeah, I mean, Amtrak's a pretty cheap way to travel, so I think I'll just stick with buying train tickets.
Then you can write a song about riding the rails and getting a fucking...
I did. I took a train to Huntington, West Virginia. There's a group on Facebook I'm part of called the Honky Tonk Heroes, and they were doing an open mic thing. They were having a Huntington Music and Arts Festival. They were doing an open mic thing out there, and they wanted me to play at their open mic thing. And I don't have a car or drive. Well, my mandolin player, he drives, but he usually flakes out on me for some odd reason. But anyway, he flaked out on me like the week I'd planned to go to Huntington, West Virginia. And I was like, what the hell am I going to do? And then one of my friends was like, dude, you should check out the train, because Maysville, Kentucky is like 30 minutes away from me. There's a train station for Amtrak. So I looked it up, and for round trip, I left there on a Friday, and I came back Sunday, and the round trip ticket from Maysville to Huntington, West Virginia was only $19. So
really, it's expensive as shit over here. You can't fucking do nothing anymore.
Pretty good deal, if you ask me.
Yeah, you can't beat that, man.
I got out there to play a couple songs at their open mic thing, and like. All right.
I dropped you, man.
Yeah, I lost you too. Are we back? It started beeping. I was wondering because I was talking away and I was like, he ain't saying nothing.
Yeah.
So,
Hopefully it's not this new app just dropping the fucking calls. Do you have problems keeping service there?
no, I usually don't have any issues with the service here. It's usually pretty good.
I've only got a couple
Oh, wow.
bars, so maybe it was me, maybe it's this new app, but yeah, we'll keep going a little bit. So yeah, the train ticket was a good price.
Yeah, we're talking about trains. Yeah, so
Trains, man.
I took this train out to Huntington, West Virginia to play music out there at a little bar for Honky Tonk Heroes open mic night. And the guys that picked me up off the train, man, the train came real early. It was like 7 in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
and these guys they like to party, so they had been up all night drinking. And instead of going to sleep, they didn't want to miss me on the train, so they just stayed up all night partying, drinking. So by the time they come to pick me up, the train, they're plastered, slurring their words and shit. And I'm standing there, and like there's this big guy in the passenger seat of their car, and he just looks at me, and he just looks at me and says, "Get in the car." And I'm like, "Is this the right car?" And then the dude I was going to stay with was waving at me from the back. He's like, "Yeah, man, get in." So I got in, and he had like a pint glass of something, like the type of big pint glass they give you at the bar. I guess he took it with him when he left the bar. It was one of them big pint glasses, and he just was like, "Here, have some liquor." So I grabbed that, and well, I had some liquor, and we hung out all day and had a good time. Huntington's a pretty cool little city out there, man. I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Hanging out out there.
I like Huntington, West Virginia. I've been there. We played
Yeah, it's pretty.
the V Club, I think, is where we played at.
Yeah, the B Club. That's where I hung out. I didn't play there. I think the name of the place that I played was called the Drinkery.
Yeah. I saw
But yeah.
Wayne Hancock, the 357 string band, Joe Buck, and Bob Wayne there.
Damn, that's a hell of a lineup
That
right
was the
there.
glory days. You're probably like fucking 9 then or something.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Freaking.
So how the hell did you get into all this, man?
How'd I get into music?
Yeah, nobody
Well,
likes this kind of music, especially fucking 20-year-old kids. How'd you end up into it?
well, I guess I mean like as far as like classic country goes, like I've heard classic country like my whole life. My mom and dad, like my family, that's what they always played, like Conway, Twitty, George Jones, Merle Haggard, stuff like that. You know, that's what they always listened to, and to me that was what I thought country music was. And I started hearing some new stuff. I mean, when I was a little kid, I listened to some new country too, and I mean, it wasn't too good then, but it still wasn't as bad as
Not as bad as
gotten.
it is now.
No, not as bad as it is now. So like, you know, like the country music, it just kept on getting worse and worse, the newer country. I'm like thinking to myself, what is this bullshit?
Mm-hmm.
So I just started getting real heavy into the old school country music, and I just always liked how those songs, a lot of them, just the lyrics, they just told a good story, and this kind of took you right there, you know. Just all the emotion in it too, the emotion, just like a lot of them songs just kind of hit you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I just kind of got real into it, and like I really couldn't play worth a shit, but what like really got me into writing and playing was there's a music shop that opened here in my town, and I like music. That's probably about 12 or 13. I like music, so I came in there one day to check it out, and I was hanging out in there for a little bit. I got to bullshitting with the guys that owned it, and then I just walked out of there. And now I came back in there one day, and I told them I had some lyrics, the guy that owned it, because there was a recording studio in the back, and I came up with this song called Truck, Truck, Beer, 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 Truck. It was making fun of new country music. Well, the guy that run the shop, my friend John Hart, he thought it was a funny idea. The only problem was I couldn't sing at all, and I couldn't keep a beat. So basically, he plays a little bit of guitar, so he basically took my words I had and helped me figure out how to make them fit a beat and everything, and timed them out. he basically wrote the song. I just kind of gave him the idea and did the vocals. Since I couldn't keep a beat or anything, he took me back in the studio with the guitar part he wrote, recorded that, and then wanted me to do the vocals on it. Well, we were in there for like 6 hours because I could not figure out how to keep time at all. I was just all over the damn place. So we did that, and then after that, they liked me. I've always been funny and known like real funny jokes and stuff like that, and so they liked having me around, so they had me come and hang out. So I just kind of started hanging out in there just almost every day. Like when I get off school, I'd like walk up there and hang out with everybody, and then other kids like started hanging out in there too. They were like into music and stuff that played. And eventually I started taking some guitar lessons there, and I had a lot of trouble with it. So, because I'm left-handed, I play left-handed guitar, but
I didn't know that. I can't believe I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I usually don't show my guitar in my videos. I usually show my face. But yeah, I didn't know it either. I mean, I've always been left-handed, wrote and done everything with my left hand, but I just figured, well, everybody always bought me right-handed guitars. I never really could get anywhere. All I tried, so. But when I started taking lessons, I was having a lot of trouble just being able to do something simple, like play simple chords and stuff. I have more trouble than the average person does. And I finally, after a month of guitar lessons I paid for, I told my guitar instructor, I'm left-handed. He's like, well, that's probably your problem. So we strung up my guitar backwards, and I learned like that. So that's how I was able to learn my basic chords and stuff like that. And I've never really been interested in trying to do no fancy solos or nothing like that. I just like, basic chords and basic old-fashioned country strum pattern,
Yeah, you bet.
But yeah, that kind of John. He kind of got me interested in really writing songs, and they talked me into doing like a whole comedy album one day too. When I was like 13, and just sat in the studio bullshitting for an hour, and he kind of pushed me. He kind of pushed me to do that, and then kind of got out of doing the comedy as I got older and wanted to just write songs.
Mm-hmm.
So I just kind of always been really loved listening to music, and then I just kind of got into playing it, and writing is what I really wanted to do. So I just kind of stuck with it and hanging out with him, writing songs, because like he'd get bored and he'd call me up and he'd be like, hey man, come up to the store, let's try to write a song or something. So we just kind of sit around, and a lot of songs we made were just kind of stupid shit, us just sitting around bored, just coming up with whatever.
Yeah.
We'd sit down, and I'd have like a line or two in an idea, or he'd come up with something. But from doing that, it really helped me, because he helped me kind of learn how to, make something fit a beat, and really worked with me on learning how to keep time, because keeping time was really hard for me for a while for some reason.
Well, it's hard for anybody, man. And then when you think you got it, you don't, Going in the studio and trying to keep time is a pain in the ass. I can't do a fucking clicker, not to save my fucking life. I got to be with drums when I go in.
No, or I just like when I did record, I recorded just me and my guitar, so
yeah, so it didn't matter a whole lot.
Got my own timing going on with that.
Yeah.
And so like but like I've got it. I mean, my timing's not perfect right now, but it's decent enough to where I can get by with. I can get by with playing some songs.
Yeah.
But the songs that I came out with on my latest CD I put out last year, Talking Country is what I called it, because, I just kind of talk. All those songs, I wrote all those myself. Those were the first, basically them was like the first songs I'd say I actually wrote, because all the other stuff I wrote with my buddy John, and he done most of the writing on them. So like Talking Fire Blues and all that, and like I don't know what it was really how I wrote those songs. They just kind of came to me. I come up with that line. I got me a job pulling weeds, and they fired me because I'm special needs. And then after that, the rest of the song just started coming to me, and in 10 or 20 minutes, I had the lyrics done, and I just started strumming on the guitar and talking. I was like, and I threw it up on Facebook, and my friends were like, "Man, that's a good song." And so I started doing it at open mics and stuff, and eventually got the idea to record it. And same thing with the Wrangler Britches.
The Wrangler Britches song's fucking hilarious. Did
Yeah,
they ever send you those fucking Wranglers?
yeah, they did send them to me. I was surprised. I honestly thought Wrangler was fucking with me,
Huh.
because I sent them a message on their Facebook page. I sent them that song one night just to see what would happen, And then, like, the next day, they're like, what size and style do you want? And they sent me them, and, like,
And the message was funny, too. They're like, wow, that's really, I can't remember, it's just like, that sounds terrible that you lost your pants. We should send you some new ones.
Like, yeah, I was like, damn, if I could just get this to work with everything.
Yeah, no, I was like, I told you, I said, you should fucking do it for everything and see if you can get free shit, like at 7-Eleven, or,
7-Eleven, yeah. I can just walk in there, get real baked, and just freaking be able to go into 7-Eleven, get with the munchies, and just get all my snacks for free.
Yeah, sing about how you fucking dropped your Slurpee. See if they'll give you a free Slurpee.
That's actually a good idea, dude. Hey, man, dropping Slurpees is a pain in the ass.
Oh, yeah, it sucks, dude.
That'll fucking ruin your day right there. My dad loves them fucking things. My dad will, like, eat them while he's driving.
Yeah.
He drops them all over the car and shit, and he'll be going down the road trying to eat a Slurpee and just fucking drops it all over the car.
Huh.
And but we don't have a 7-Eleven in Mount Ord. We got a shit ton of gas stations, though. I don't get why they just keep building gas stations in this town. We got 3 different Marathon gas stations. I don't even know if you guys have them on the West Coast.
Yeah, we got a few of them, but they're not, I don't know. We don't have as many of them. Marathons are like the cream of the crop for gas stations, though. They have good shit in there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We got...
That's where I first had one of those milkshakes from the milkshake machines.
Oh, heck yeah.
I was at a Marathon. I was like, this is fucking genius. And then we didn't have them on the West Coast. That was an East Coast thing for a long time. Now they're over here. But
we got these First Stop gas stations. There's 2 of those around here. The guy that owns them has a country music venue. He's kind of a dick because he won't let you put show flyers in his stores.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of like in these like little rural towns, that's kind of like where you want to put your show flyers up, because that's where like everybody
goes. Yeah. The post office has stopped letting people do that shit too, man, around here, and that's where everybody goes. Really? Yeah. People are dumb.
Post office. That sucks. Yeah. I don't usually, now with digital stuff, I usually never make show flyers, but I did have my own show that I hosted. I tried to do like a Grand Ole Opry thing, but it was just a lot of work, and I didn't make anything off of it. But a lot of people want me to try to do it again.
Yeah.
I'd like to, but the way I run it was off of all sponsor money, so I had, in order to fund it, I had probably over 30 sponsors.
Oh shit.
And like getting sponsors is like, it's kind of a pain in the ass.
Oh yeah, it totally is. I've been there.
Because, you got to go in and talk to all these people and hope they sponsor you, and then some people will sponsor you, but they don't want to give you the amount you really need.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's why I kind of quit doing that, and I kind of pissed off these people. There's this old historic building next town over. It's called the Gaslight Theater, and I think we kind of pissed some of the people off in that town, because I wanted it to look like the old 1950s Grand Ole Opry on stage. So we decided to put 150 hay bales on the stage.
Huh.
Now there's 3 flights of stairs in this building, and they told us we were not to use the elevator. The elevator was for, like, handicapped people only, like people that have trouble walking and stuff like that, people in wheelchairs or with canes and that kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
Well, I wasn't going to carry it. There's 2 people having to move all this hay, me and my friend John. Well, I wasn't going to try and carry all that damn hay up 3 flights of stairs, so I put 2 of them fuckers in the elevator and sent them up to a guy on the top floor, and he'd move them and put them on the stage.
Yeah.
So that's how we did it. But I was still in school when I did this, and like this girl in my class, I guess she had a play at the theater, and I come in Monday morning after the weekend did it. I was telling my teacher about her, whatever she wanted to know. She was asking me, and I was talking about how we decorated the stage with hay bales. This girl was like, "Oh, so you're the one that got hay all over the frickin' Gaslight Theater?" I was like, "Yeah, that was us."
Yeah, and hay's a mess, dude. It's a fucking mess.
Yeah, and luckily nobody tripped on it or anything either, you know.
Yeah.
'Cause that was something we were kind of worried about.
All right, man. I've got to kind of cut this one short. I'd like to talk to you a little more, but I got to get heading out. We'll get you on again soon, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you gonna give me a joke this week or what?
Yeah, I'll do a joke.
All right.
This week.
Cool.
All right.
Good luck with your shows, buddy. Keep in touch. Let me know what's going on. I know you're going through some shit right now. So,
Yeah,
hey, did you get that money order cashed?
No, I haven't tried to cash it again. So.
Well, good luck with that, I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna try though.
All right, man. All right, I got to get going. Have a good one.
All right, you too. Bye.
Bye.